She had a hen that laid gold, but the day she asked for more, everything she touched began to turn to sand. This is not just a story about wealth. It is a story about hunger, the kind that lives inside the heart, in a quiet village, hidden far from the noise of cities, where the air smelled of earth after rain, and the nights whispered secrets through the trees, lived a woman named Ada. Nothing extraordinary ever happened in that village. No sudden fortunes, no miracles, just the slow, predictable rhythm of life. Farming, trading, sleeping, waking, repeating. But Ada was different. Not because she had more, but because she always felt she had less. She was not poor. No, her farm was small, but it fed her. Her house was simple, but it sheltered her. She had clothes to wear, food to eat, and strength in her body, but none of it was ever enough. Every morning, Ada would sit outside her mud house, on a low wooden stool, her chin resting on her palm, watching, always watching. She watched women pass by, dressed in brighter fabrics. She watched men return from their farms, with fuller baskets. She watched children run, laughing freely, without worry, and each time, her chest tightened. That should be me. Why not me? The question followed her, like a shadow that never left. Why not me? Why not a bigger farm? Why not more money? Why not a better life? It started as a whisper, but over time, it became something else, something heavier, something darker, a quiet dissatisfaction that slowly ate away at her peace. Ada lived alone, no husband, no children, no laughter waiting for her at home, only silence, and her thoughts. And sometimes, silence can be dangerous, because in silence, the wrong thoughts grow louder. Behind her house sat a small wooden coop, old, crooked, barely standing. Inside it lived a hen. If you saw it, you would not look twice. Its feathers were dull, its body thin, its movements slow. It was the kind of animal people forgot they owned. But there was something about its eyes. Calm, too calm, as if it knew something no one else did. Ada barely paid attention to it. To her, it was nothing, just another part of her small, unimpressive life. Until one morning, everything changed. The sun rose like it always did, slowly, quietly, painting the sky in soft orange and gold. Ada stretched her arms, yawned, and walked toward the coop, not expecting anything, not hoping for anything, just another routine. She pushed the wooden door open, creaked, long, tired, like it had done 1,000 times before. And then, she stopped, completely still, her breath caught in her throat, her eyes narrowed, because there, resting gently in the straw, was something she had never seen before. An egg, but not just any egg. It shimmered, not like something wet, not like something polished, but like something alive. Golden, pure gold. Ada blinked, once, twice, as if her eyes were lying to her. Slowly, very slowly, she stepped forward. Her hands trembled, her fingers hesitated, hovering just above it. Then she picked it up. It was heavy, too heavy to be fake. Cold, like metal untouched by the sun. Real. First, she laughed. A loud, uneasy, disbelieving laugh. Who is playing tricks on me? But no one answered. No footsteps, no voices, no movement, only silence. And the hen, watching her. Ada slowly turned her head and looked at it, really looked at it. For the first time, the hen did not move, did not cluck, did not react. It only stared, calm, unbothered, as if this was normal. That day, Ada would leave her house with something she had never held before. Hope, real, powerful hope. But what she did not know was that some blessings do not come alone. They come with a test. And Ada had just taken the first step into something she could not control. She had found it, an egg made of gold. Not a dream, not a trick, but something real, something impossible. And from that moment, Ada's life would never be the same. The next morning, Ada did not wake slowly. She did not stretch. She did not sit outside to watch the village. No, she woke with purpose. Her eyes snapped open before the sun had fully risen. And without a word, she rushed, barefoot, across the cold earth, straight to the coop. Her hands shook as she opened the door. The wood creaked again, but this time, she barely heard it, because her heart was louder. She looked down, and froze. There it was, another egg, golden, shining, waiting. Ada gasped, a sharp breath she could not control. It wasn't a mistake, she whispered. It's real. Days passed, then more days, and each morning, the same miracle. One golden egg, never two, never none, always one. First, Ada was careful, very careful. She did not tell anyone, not her neighbors, not the traders, not even the curious eyes that watched her every move. Secrets are safer in silence. She would wake early, take the egg, wrap it in cloth, and walk quietly to the market. The same gold trader, the same wide eyes, the same disbelief. Every time, and every time, he paid her more money than she had ever imagined. Slowly, Ada's life began to change. Not suddenly, not loudly, but noticeably. She bought new clothes, brighter fabrics, stronger sandals. Her old mud house was repaired, the cracks sealed, the roof strengthened. Her kitchen, once nearly empty, became full. Grains, soup, meat, food she used to only smell, now sat on her table. And for the first time in a long time, Ada smiled. But the village noticed. Of course they did. They always do. Neighbors began to talk, quietly at first, then louder. How is she doing it? Where is the money coming from? Did she find something? Some said she discovered hidden treasure. Others believed she had secret connections in the city. A few whispered darker things. Nothing good comes that easy. But Ada said nothing. When they asked, she smiled. When they pressed, she laughed. When they doubted, she walked away, because deep down, she knew this was hers, her moment, her answer to the question that had followed her for years. Why not me? Now she had the answer. Because now it is me. First, she was grateful, careful, patient. She saved her money, planned her future, thought about expanding her farm, even imagined a bigger house. But something else began to grow inside her, quietly, slowly, dangerously. It did not arrive as greed. No, came as a thought, a simple thought, small but powerful. One evening, Ada sat alone in her house. The door closed, the lantern dim, money spread out before her, stacks, neatly arranged, more than she had ever touched. But instead of smiling, she frowned. Only one egg a day. Stopped moving, her eyes fixed on nothing, and then she said it, softly, slowly, almost like a secret. Why not two? The room felt colder, the air heavier, because in that moment, something shifted, not outside, but inside her. The miracle had not changed. The hen had not changed, but Ada had begun to change. And once a blessing becomes an expectation, it is no longer a gift. It becomes a demand. Started with a thought, small, almost harmless. Why not two? But some thoughts are not meant to stay small, because once they enter the mind, they begin to grow. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and the golden eggs never stopped coming. One each morning, always one. Ada was rich now, richer than she had ever dreamed. But something was wrong. She no longer smiled the same way, no longer sat outs. Softer words replaced by sharp ones, kindness replaced by control. Why are you doing this to me? She shouted one evening, standing over the coop. I gave you everything. You should be giving me more. But the hen said nothing, did nothing, remained calm, as if it did not belong to her demands. One afternoon, a shadow appeared at Ada's door, an old woman, bent with age, eyes sharp with knowing. She had heard the whispers, the wealth, the change, the questions. She stepped closer. Her gaze moved from Ada to the coop, to the hen, then back to Ada, and she spoke, quietly, but firmly. Some blessings come slowly, for a reason. Ada frowned. What do you mean? The old woman's lips curved, not into a smile, but something deeper, something sad. If you rush what is meant to grow, she said, you may lose it completely. Ada scoffed, turned away. I'm not rushing anything. But her voice was not as strong as she wanted it to be, because deep inside, she knew. She was no longer waiting. She was no longer patient. She was chasing, demanding, forcing. Still, she ignored the warning. That night, Ada could not sleep. She sat on her bed, eyes open, staring into darkness. 1 egg a day, she whispered. Too slow. Her thoughts grew louder, faster, spinning. What if there's more inside? What if it's holding it back? What if everything is already there? Her eyes widened, her breathing sharpened. What if? She whispered slowly. The gold is inside the hen? Her body went still, but her mind was no longer hers. What if I take it all? At once. By morning, Ada stood up, not tired, not confused, certain. The patience was gone, the gratitude gone, the waiting over. Because once desire turns into obsession, there is only one direction left. And Ada was about to cross it. By morning, Ada was no longer thinking. She was no longer questioning, no longer waiting, no longer hoping. She had decided. And sometimes, the most dangerous moment is not when a person is confused, but when they are certain. The sun had barely risen. A pale light stretched across the land, but it brought no warmth. Ada stepped out of her house, slowly, deliberately, her face empty, her eyes fixed. She did not look at the sky, did not notice the quiet, did not feel the morning air. All she saw was the coop. She pushed the door open. Inside, the hen stood, just as it always had, calm, still, watching. For a moment, everything froze. The same scene, the same place, the same miracle, waiting to happen. But Ada was no longer the same. I deserve more, she whispered, her voice dry, cracked, unfamiliar. I've waited long enough. She stepped forward, slowly, her hands reaching out. She grabbed the hen, first, gently, then tighter. Give me more, she whispered, her grip tightened, stronger, more desperate. Give me more. Her voice rose, sharp, broken. The hen struggled. Its wings flapped weakly. His body trembled. But Ada did not stop. She squeezed. Harder, harder. And then, nothing. The movement ended. The sound vanished. The struggle, gone. Ada froze. Her hands loosened. Slowly, the hen slipped from her grip and fell, still, lifeless. For a moment, time itself seemed to stop. Then suddenly, an egg rolled out. From beneath the still body, Ada gasped. Her breath returned all at once. Her eyes widened. Hope, desperate, fragile hope. She rushed forward, fell to her knees, picked it up, quickly, carefully, as if it could disappear. But something was wrong. The egg felt light, too light. Ada's fingers trembled. Her grip tightened. And then, it began to break. Not like a shell, not like something alive, but like something empty. Grain by grain, the gold. It was sand. Ada stared at her hands, covered in dust. Fine, useless, gone. No, she whispered. No, no, no. Her voice cracked. Her body shook. She ran back to the coop, looked at the hen, waited, hoped, prayed, but nothing moved. Nothing changed. Nothing returned. The next day, no egg. The day after, nothing. And the day after that, silence. Ada's wealth began to disappear. Slowly at first, then faster. No more gold. No more visits to the trader. No more secret power. Only absence. Weeks passed. Ada sold her belongings. One by one. Her fine clothes, gone. Her full kitchen, empty. Her money, finished. The house, quiet again, just like before. The neighbors noticed. But this time, their whispers were different. She lost everything. They say it turned to sand. Ada sat outside her house again, on the same wooden stool, in the same position, watching. But this time, she understood. I had enough, she whispered, her voice breaking. But I wanted too much. And now, I have nothing. Some blessings come slowly, not because they are small, but because they are meant to last. Greed does not multiply fortune. It destroys it. Be patient with what grows, or risk losing it completely. She had a hen that gave her gold, but in the end, all she held was sand.